This is the truth about morning water for seniors and why almost everything you've heard about drinking water at 6 a.m. turns out to be exaggerated or completely made up. Between 20 and 40% of older adults are chronically underhydrated, which creates serious health consequences that most people never connect back to something as simple as water intake. The solution has nothing to do with magical morning rituals and everything to do with understanding what's actually happening inside your body as you age. Today, we're separating fact from fiction. Why seniors are more vulnerable. At 65, your body handles water completely differently than it did at 35. And this isn't opinion, but basic physiology that affects everyone. Three major changes create what doctors describe as a perfect storm for inadequate hydration. Your thirst sensation diminishes first. Researchers call this blunted thirst sensation, and the science behind it is alarming. Scientists deprived healthy older men of water for 24 hours, expecting them to feel desperately thirsty by the end. These men reported no significant increase in feelings of thirst after a full day without water, meaning their bodies simply weren't sending the alarm signals anymore. Ann Vanderbilt, a geriatric clinical nurse specialist at Cleveland Clinic, put it plainly when she explained that by the time an older adult feels thirsty, that's already an indication of early dehydration. Kidney function represents the second problem. By age 80, your kidney's ability to concentrate urine drops by more than half compared to when you were younger. The third change involves your total body water content, which decreases from approximately 75% in infants down to just 50 or 60% in older adults, leaving you with far less reserve. The alarming statistics. Dr. Lee Hooper at the University of East Anglia analyzed 61 studies involving more than 22,000 participants, and what she found should concern everyone. 24% of non-hospitalized older adults showed signs of dehydration, and that number climbed to 34% among people living in long-term care facilities. The mortality data hits even harder. A UK research project called the HOPE study found that dehydrated patients faced 6 times greater risk of dying in the hospital compared to properly hydrated patients, which is a staggering difference from something most people dismiss as minor. Even mild dehydration causes problems. A 1 to 2% loss of total body water can impair cognitive performance, and dehydrated individuals carry roughly double the risk of developing dementia over time. This has nothing to do with wellness trends and everything to do with survival. The recommended amounts. Official guidelines from major health organizations give us specific numbers to work with. The European Society for Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism recommends men drink at least 2 liters daily, which works out to about 8 cups, while women should aim for at least 1.6 liters or nearly 7 cups. Cleveland Clinic recommends 8 cups daily for most people, though their specialists note that people in their 80s and 90s often do better with smaller and more frequent sips rather than full glasses. The minimum threshold across all guidelines lands somewhere between 1.5 and 1.7 liters daily, meaning 6 to 7 cups serves as the baseline for adequate hydration. One thing to keep in mind, anyone with heart failure or chronic kidney disease should talk to their doctor about the right amount, since these conditions change the calculations. The truth about 6 a.m. Here's where complete honesty matters most. Medical databases and peer-reviewed journals contain no scientific evidence supporting specific timing claims like drinking water at 6 a.m. Zero peer-reviewed research validates any particular clock time for water consumption. Dr. Dara Huang, a kidney specialist, addressed this directly when she explained that some people think sleeping from midnight to 8 a.m. means going 8 hours without hydrating, so they believe they must drink water immediately upon waking. That assumption turns out to be wrong. Your body evolved protective mechanisms for overnight hydration that most people don't know about. During sleep, your brain releases vasopressin, which is an antidiuretic hormone that signals your kidneys to retain fluid throughout the night. Dr. William Lee stated it clearly: the health aspects of staying hydrated get measured over the course of a day rather than the time of day you drink water. And that's where these timing claims start to fall apart. Japanese water therapy, Ayurvedic medicine, wellness influencer culture, and bottled water marketing created these specific timing recommendations. These are cultural and commercial sources, not clinical research. None of this means you shouldn't drink water in the morning. Drinking water when you wake up works as a perfectly good habit that helps you start the day hydrated. What doesn't exist is any magic attached to 6 a.m. versus 7 a.m. versus 8 a.m. Practical tips that work. Because you can't rely on your thirst signals anymore, building drinking into your daily routine becomes the only reliable solution. Link water intake to activities you already do every day, like taking a few sips when you take your morning medications, having water with every meal, and keeping a glass beside your TV chair. Ann Vanderbilt from Cleveland Clinic offered specific advice for the oldest patients when she explained what she often sees in people in their 80s and 90s. They can't sit down and drink a full 8-ounce glass of water because it fills them up, causes bloating, and then makes them rush to the bathroom. Little sips throughout the day work better for this age group. Plain water doesn't appeal to everyone, so making it interesting helps with consistency. Sliced lemon, cucumber, or strawberries add flavor without adding problems, and sparkling water provides variety. Tea and coffee count toward your hydration totals as well. Food contributes more than most people realize. Watermelon contains 92% water, while cucumbers and lettuce reach 95%, and soups along with smoothies add to your daily intake without requiring you to drink more glasses. The warning signs worth watching include dark urine, decreased urination, dry mouth, fatigue, and confusion. Anyone noticing these symptoms should drink more water and consult a doctor if the problems continue. The title of this video mentions the exact amount of water at 6 a.m., and the honest answer is that no scientific evidence supports any specific timing claim at all. What extensive research does support looks different. Seniors face genuine vulnerability to dehydration because of real physiological changes happening in their bodies. Chronic dehydration leads to cognitive decline, increased fall risk, higher hospitalization rates, and increased mortality across the board. The recommended amount for most seniors falls between 1.6 and 2 liters of fluids daily, spread throughout the day rather than consumed at any particular time. Relying on feeling thirsty no longer works after a certain age, which means proactive habits become necessary. Temperature doesn't affect the benefits. Timing carries no magical properties. Consistent and adequate hydration every single day is what actually matters for your health. 20 to 40% of seniors are chronically underhydrated right now. Don't become part of that statistic. Thank you for your time, and take care of yourselves by drinking some water today.